Abilene Incorporated is excellent at customizing boiler installations in difficult spaces. They have custom-designed boilers for many locations in the New York City area. But when 145 4th Avenue came along, they had a truly unique situation on their hands.
Normally, when we're given a project, we're given a set of plans that have been designed by an engineer, and we just have to go build it. And that's pretty simple. This was a design-construct concept. Basically, Lloyd called me up and he said, I want to take the Con Ed steam out and I want to heat with a boiler, go figure out how to do it. That's a very different approach for an owner to have.
This 18-story luxury apartment building just off Union Square in New York City recently underwent a dynamic transformation. Lloyd Goldman, president of BLDG Management and the owner of the building, wanted to update the building's heating system from steam heat to natural gas, a much more affordable alternative.
Since we've owned the building, it was on New York Steam. New York Steam is about the most inefficient way to heat and maintain this building.
This project was in the design stage for about a year and a half. It was not a simple boiler replacement or a simple conversion.
We have no space in the basement of the building. The space where the steam conversion units was space I would have rather have back.
He called on Abilene to make this transformation. Abilene soon realized that a traditional basement boiler system was not going to work. So instead of giving up, they went up. The new boiler rests in a very unique location, the roof of the building next door. What did it take for Abilene to construct a rooftop boiler system? It started in the planning.
It probably only took us about 4 months to do all of the construction. That is, once the structural work was done. It took about a year and a half to design it.
This is a boiler that required basically a 30 by 60 or 70 foot structure and also access to a space where you can vent or exhaust that boiler.
It took quite a bit of time to figure out where to put this boiler, how to get it there, how to get it up there, how to support the roof to support all this additional weight.
That included bringing in structural engineers, bringing in mechanical engineers.
Well, we've done conversion or put in new boilers, and we've built new boiler rooms, and we've put boilers someplace other than they've been in basements, but we've never gone from steam to a boiler unit on the roof of a building for a building this size.
There were several tons of steel that had to go into the floor below, as well as the structural columns in the building had to be reinforced.
We had to use the crane to get the steel for the building up there, to get concrete up there to pour footings, and to get the components of the boiler up onto the roof. And we're talking about hundreds of tons of weight that had to be maneuvered off the city streets during off hours next to a hotel and a school. And the firehouse right next to you can't park a crane in front of a firehouse. They have to be able to get the trucks in and out. So it took a lot of very, very careful and meticulous planning and a lot of input from everybody involved to get it to happen.
It's unique in itself that you don't every day put a structure on top of another building, especially a boiler structure.
Into a space that you couldn't do it before, didn't use FAR, went from one of the least efficient fuel or energy sources to a much more efficient energy.
The challenges in getting the new boiler connected to the distribution system of the building was monumental. This is an occupied high-end luxury building, and all of this work had to happen transparent to the tenants of the building. No easy task. Pipes running through garages, pipes running multiple stories through the building, through occupied areas. Water pipes, gas pipes, steam pipes, electric lines to get to this area. And you can't anticipate everything that's going to happen. Alan and I spent hundreds of hours on the phone discussing problems that would pop up. We planned a certain route. We start working that route for a line, and all of a sudden there's an obstruction that is not on the building plans.
This is why it went so well, and The guys from Abilene were very versed in what they knew they had to do. We knew what we had to do, so working with them together made it seamless.
There was no disruption to our tenants at all.
The cost effectiveness of it is unbelievable. They went from the most expensive and inefficient fuel possible to the most efficient and least expensive fuel possible.
The job will pay for itself in probably 3 years.
When we first put the project online, I got a call from one of Alan's associates telling me that they didn't think the gas meter was working because they weren't getting any gas bills. And we went and we checked it, and yes, the gas meter was working, but the cost to heat the building was at about 1/10 of what they had previously been paying to heat this building.
It's a vibrant neighborhood, 24 hours a day. I didn't want to have it look like a boiler room. It should look like it's an interesting place.
When I first called Jeff up and told him it was glass, I think there was a silence, for a second or so.
I was totally dumbfounded when he put that on the table, because not only had I never done it before, I had never known of anybody doing it before. But we did a lot of research. We had to actually have that glass made.
There is large windows and glass openings that have LED lights behind them to change color, so it has the look of some of the rest of the neighborhood where there's clubs, there's restaurants, there's the hotel, where it looks like it's a high-end commercial use.
That was key to making this project work, and that's why I think the product is what you have today.
It's economical, it's clean, and it's an easy to maintain system. What surprised me most is how seamless it was.
We hit every number that we expected as far as cost savings with the gas. That was always the big if. How was this? The cost of this versus the savings, and it's killing it. We are killing it.
It was basically a turnkey operation, and doing this without disrupting anything in the building.
It was a pleasure working with Abilene. I don't think anybody would be disappointed working with them.
It turned out to be a great project.
The outcome was great. The owners are happy, we are happy, and that's the sign of a great project. Everybody goes home happy.